All your favorite wrestling shows rolled into one. Welcome to the We Book It podcast. Let's start the show.
Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of your Sunday Night Stunner. That's right. It is Coachman and Virgil here with you for the We Book It podcast, Sunday Night Delight. Listen, this show is nothing without, most importantly, you, the listening audience. But of course, I got to have the current, reigning, defending, current booking two-time champion of the world, Ryan Coachman Hickman.
Do you smell that in the air? It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And you know what else it is? I'm putting
it?
my title on the line this Saturday night at Main Event, despite what the allegations say that I am not a fighting champion, and that is completely false. I am one for the people, by the people.
Is that the allegation? Is that's what's out
in there?
Yeah, is that's what's out there? The allegations that you're not a fighting champion? Is that what they're saying?
I just had a feeling.
Is that what the streets are saying now?
That's why I gotta throw it out there. I gotta beat them before the bad press gets there. You know?
I mean, hey, listen. You know better than anybody. You deal with the media, being a college coach and everything like that, so you understand. Like I said, the stories that the press will write out there about you being a champion or whatnot, not being a fighting champion. So, any and every chance you get, you are like the United States Championship gauntlet. I mean, you just any place, anytime, anywhere.
You know it.
Yeah, because I could tell you, if I was champion, I for damn sure wouldn't be putting it on the line. Look at that Saturday night's main event. Ain't no way. Nah, in all honesty, it was my idea, and it wasn't necessarily because I wanted the championship back. But for everybody out there that knows or doesn't know, 4 championship matches have been announced for this coming Saturday night's main event. That's a boatload of championship matches. So in my eyes, something's gonna happen. There's no way all 4 champions are walking away with their respective, or 3 champions are walking away with their respective title. We know we will crown a new world heavyweight champion. So in my eyes, I think that WWE has seen the evidence and the footage that everybody is saying that Saturday night's main event is nothing more than a glorified house show. So they're like, okay, well, we got to do something to spice it up. And hey, 4 championship matches. Coincidentally enough, 3 are SmackDown titles. So, like I said, right? I'm counting that, right? Right?
So you got the women's.
Yes.
You got
WWE.
The men's.
Yep.
Are they doing the tag?
Heavyweight. God, what's the 4th championship match? I don't know. Hold on. Let me see. I'll get it. Where's good old WrestlePalooza when you need them?
You got the World Heavyweight Championship. You got the WWE Championship. You got the Women's WWE Championship.
Mm-hmm.
Is the IC title, is that going to be?
Saturday night's main event. All right, so let's see what we got here. We got the WWE Championship, the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, the WWE Women's Championship. I think those are the only 3 championship matches. I think I might have said 4. I might have misspoke. I think it might just be 3. I don't see a 4th one announced yet. That doesn't mean that a 4th one won't come. That just means that, but still, 3 championship matches. I think that we have a very, very, very good chance, high chance of championship turnover. We know we will crown at least one new one, but we will probably crown multiple. So, what are your thoughts on tonight's main event?
I feel like the IC title is going to get involved somehow too, but we'll probably find out more tomorrow night
Yeah.
on Raw.
And then, of course, after you find out what happens on Raw, be sure to turn in once again. It'll be me and Coachman again for Raw Dog Monday Night. We'll be right here coincidentally to break it all down.
Dang straight.
What were you saying? No, sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine. Oh my gosh, I just watched a kip up in a football game. I have never seen that before.
Is Shawn Michaels playing? Is he a running back?
No, it's that damn Tucker Kraft again. He is having a day. He just made a nice catch again. Let's see, I'm watching that. Yeah, he gets taken down and he just does a kip up out of nowhere. I'm like, with all those pads on, unbelievable. But as for Saturday night's main event, I'm cautiously optimistic. I agree that we are going to see some turnover. If I had to guess, I'm going to say, we'll for sure get one new champion. I do think we're going to get another new champion. I think they are finally going to pull the trigger with Jade Cargill, especially now with her as a heel. I think that's going to be – I think that just is going to make sense. And she'll be one of those tweener heels that everyone's still going to cheer for, despite her being the quote-unquote bad guy in the storyline.
I don't hate that.
Yeah, I don't mind it either. I'm cautiously optimistic, especially if as long as it's better than last Saturday night's main event where we had that terrible main event with Goldberg and Gunther. As long as we have something better than that, I will be happy.
Yeah. And all that we did all that for Goldberg just for him to turn around and crap on the pay-per-view, crap on the company, and there's no reason for him to go back now. He doesn't need them for anything because he's in the Hall of Fame already. He's got his ring. He also had his retirement match and everything like that, so he doesn't need the company anymore. So now he just chooses to crap on them. So, hey, it is what it is. Bret Hart was right all along is what I have to say about that. But when it comes to this Saturday night's main event, there's one thing that we have to talk about, Coach, and we have to talk about the possibility of it. With you being the Raw aficionado here on the network, we got to talk about Jey Uso. He is a very, very appealing character right now because he's trying to find himself. He is on a show currently where his brother is featured, but his brother is like on both shows, which is also really weird because his brother wrestled the main event on SmackDown, but also was on Raw as well. But then you also have his cousin who is currently in a feud with the Vision and everything like that. So you look at Jey Uso and you say to yourself, is a turn coming for Jey Uso? Is Jey Uso finally going to give in to the pressure and turn heel? Basically, we've seen him already put his brother in his place. And they have had their disagreements, but we could potentially see a full-blown heel turn with Jey Uso winning the World Heavyweight Championship through dirty deeds and dirty tactics, and then, of course, taking out his brother with the title because he has to be World Heavyweight Champion, and his obsession with being a World Heavyweight Champion and being the best in his family has finally taken him over the edge. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, and if there's any indication, just look at the YouTube numbers on last Monday when he won the Battle Royal to face CM Punk at Saturday night's main event. I can't confirm if this is still the case, but it was the second most disliked video out of all of WWE's YouTube.
Wow.
Right now.
Wow.
So, and I know you sent this in our group chat, but with the reports that WWE does not really take into account the dislikes and stuff like that with their YouTube page, if that's the case, then go ahead, let's pull the trigger on the heel turn.
Yeah.
People are already hating him. Let's just go ahead, let's give a full blow now.
Yeah.
Let's give them a reason why they want to hate him. And that's got to be with the heel turn, with him taking out Jimmy, or in this case, I bet he'll take out. If I had to predict what would happen, it would be Jey wins through dirty tactics, like you said. He's celebrating. CM Punk, being the gracious guy that he is, comes over. He's a little upset, but he still is like going to give Jey his flowers. To which Jay's like, no, I'm not dealing with this. Then Punk gets angry, like starts shoving him. Jey takes him out. Jimmy comes out, wondering, like aiding to CM Punk, to which that makes Jey frustrated. He takes out Jimmy. You just killed two top baby faces right there as a heel, and the crowd's going to hate you even more for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I love every thought of that, just because it just makes sense. It just makes good sense for you to have a top heel, especially if you're going to stick with your plan with Braun. If Braun Breaker is not going to be the World Heavyweight Champion anytime soon, if your plan is for him to either win the Royal Rumble or win the Elimination Chamber and to go on to WrestleMania and main event WrestleMania and win the World Heavyweight Championship, then there is no need to speed that up now. You have built-in storylines with Jey Uso. Jey Uso can take on CM Punk in a rematch. He can also fight his brother Jimmy. Then he can also probably work another thing with LA Knight at the Royal Rumble, especially if you don't have any plans to win for LA Knight to win the Royal Rumble. Stop putting him in these matches. Stop putting him in these high-profile matches if you have no intentions on him winning, because you just mess with the crowd and mess with all of our emotions and literally. Then just for somebody else to get the trigger pulled in to win. I think a lot of the fans were expecting LA Knight to be the one to take on CM Punk at Saturday night's main event. And I think that's a lot of why, which I'm also currently wearing my LA Knight t-shirt. But again, like I said, I'm currently wearing my LA Knight t-shirt because once again, the expectation was LA Knight was going to win one of these matches and at least get a short run with the championship, and you could have Braun beat him at the Royal Rumble and win the World Heavyweight title and go on a massive run. But to me, they really fumbled the bag with LA Knight, and I hate it. I hate it for LA Knight. I hate it for his career. He'll probably end up winning the IC championship and being a great mid-card champion, but somebody has a belief in their head that he's just not World Heavyweight Championship material, and it sucks. Because they'd rather put the freaking title on Sami Zayn and give it to him than give it to LA Knight. And that pisses me off.
Yeah, and also I think what obviously LA Knight not winning got people frustrated. I also think if it wasn't Jey, maybe if it was Jimmy winning, I think the crowd still would have reacted positively because it's somebody fresh. It's somebody new. And then you could build a storyline off that. Jimmy wins the World Heavyweight Championship. And
finally wins the big one.
Yeah, and then Jay's jealous and turns full heel that way. Like, there were so many other possibilities you could have done instead of just this plain storyline that is become predictable. Sure.
Absolutely. That's actually a great point. I think the predictability isn't a word. Predictability of who's going to win also turned the fans sour against this. And again, I think it's just one of those things where you look at this and you say to yourself, who, what, when, where, why, what is going on, and why are these things happening? And again, like I said, I just think the fan base is kind of tired of the CM Punk Jey Uso storyline. They're tired of the vision. They're tired of, Seth Rollins. Thank God Seth Rollins is gone. For his sake, his career is going to burst when he comes back. But like I said, because how can you miss me if I never leave? And since Seth Rollins is gone, when he comes back, the fans will have missed him. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. But any other last minute thoughts on the potential heel turn and Jey Uso winning his second World Heavyweight Championship?
No, I got nothing on that.
Okay. So, all right. With that being said, it is now time for who to watch for in wrestling.
All right. So, who to watch for this week in wrestling? There is a couple of things that are happening in the WWE world, and it started, believe it or not, early this morning at about approximately 6 a.m. when they posted a teaser of somebody just walking in. And then people immediately started saying, okay, that's Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho's making his comeback. Well, Jericho's contract with AEW isn't up until January, so hate to burst your bubble, people, it's not him. People started saying it was Gunther. Made sense. He has some pretty wide feet, so it looked like his and the way he was walking. However, they posted a second teaser with some music. It wasn't Gunther. And that leads me to the man who is going to make his return tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw after signing a brand new deal with WWE, basically leveraging them to getting him this contract, which, by the way, beautifully done by this man. It is Santos Escobar, who will make his return tomorrow night. The reports are saying he will return and be a part of the Monday Night Raw roster, and I am curious to see where they insert him. Will it be in the IC title? Maybe he becomes part of the Braun Breaker Bronson Reed faction. There's a lot of possibilities. One of the things in his contract was about the creativeness of his character. And I'm not saying he has full control, but he was not pleased with how his character was, so they had to really wow him with their next offer, which it sounds like they did because he re-signed with that. And I think he got a little bit more money too. But Santos Escobar, he makes his return tomorrow night. Now, in the women's side, we had a really great match for the women's NXT North American title between Zarya and Blake Monroe, where Blake Monroe won Sol Roca's championship. But the main story is Zarya. Is she going to let that guilt of losing her best friend's title ruin her and run her into the ground? Or will she rise above it? And even in fact how will Sol react after losing her title that she didn't even fight for? It's very interesting. They've been teasing the breakup with these two for about a month and a half. It's going to come to a head here Tuesday night on NXT, and I know Virgil's going to be all over that when he does his Tuesday night show for who to watch for in NXT. But as for me, on this Sunday night, that's who to watch for this week in wrestling.
Thank you so much for that. Who to watch for in wrestling this week. Appreciate that, Coach. One thing I want to say is because you kind of that was one of the topics. I guess since you've already told me, we don't have to talk about it anymore. Is who's the teaser? Who's the teaser for this character that's coming back? So I'm assuming we both are under the assumption that it was Santos Escobar making his return to WWE after signing a new lucrative deal with them, and they're going to make him seem like a big deal this time. And I think he's going to be put right into a title picture this time. If that's what's happening, if that is him that's coming back.
Yeah, and rightfully so, because they had that great angle with him betraying Rey Mysterio, and he started his own faction, but then he didn't even wrestle that much in his own faction.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he was hurt, but like it just kind of killed the vibe of like the whole point of him starting his own faction was for him to be the leader by example, and then it just kind of fell off, and he just became a straight manager, and it didn't really click after that once he became kind of the manager. And then of course Alexis Lopez getting released also didn't help out with that as well. So bravo to Santos for fighting for his not only his job but also his character, because I think he understands what the crowd is looking for. You can tell by the way he talks on the mic and how he kind of engages with the crowd. So I think he knows what he's doing. I wasn't a big fan of him during his first run here, but he's got me intrigued for his second one, and I really want to see how it goes.
Yeah. I think there is potential to do something really special with him. I'm not saying World Heavyweight Championship special, but there's an opportunity to do some really, really cool things with him. The one thing the only pushback I would have is I've watched all 3 new Cryptic videos. There is one walking in with very shiny shoes. And then there's another one walking in and it looks like gym shoes. And then, like I said, the third one, I'm just not really sure even what type of shoes those are, or where he's walking into. So, again, that's the only part with me where I'm just kind of like, like, is it Escobar? Like, cause there's 3 different teaser videos out. So, like I said, and they've released them all within like the last 6 or 7 hours. So, to me, that is why I'm like, is it or isn't it? But I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm very curious, and it definitely gives you something to look out for this coming Monday. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I also wouldn't be surprised if it is Gunther. It's just not Jericho. Like, I want people to realize that it is not Jericho. His contract is not up until January.
Which is hilarious. That really means he's just sitting at home right now.
Yeah. And I was reading the comments on Twitter on that first video, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, it's like the countdown to the millennium when he made his debut or everything like that. And I'm just thinking, that's not it, guys. That's not it. You got to know the details of everybody's situation.
Absolutely.
Again, would not be surprised if it was Gunther, because you could kind of see in the walk in that first video kind of how that heel to toe walk, very professional. And that's kind of what Gunther's character is like, that ring general, stand at attention. But I really think it's Santos, because I did see reports that he was going to be coming back.
Yeah.
This Monday and be a part of the Monday Night Raw roster. So we'll see, though. We'll see.
We will see. We will see. And I'll be very interested to see what happens with that. But now, guys, it's time for the throwback moment of the week. What's going on, everybody? It's sitting in for my main man, Big Daddy C, in this one, while he is out. But this week, for the throwback moment of the week, I want to bring you guys back to one of my favorite matches that featured women in the main event of Monday Night Raw. So with this one, you had The Rock and Triple H feuding for the WWF Championship. At the same time, you had a love triangle going on between between Triple H, Kurt Angle, and Stephanie McMahon, who at the time was saying that Kurt Angle was her friend, and Triple H obviously was her husband on screen at that time before they were actually married in real life. But Stephanie McMahon also at this time carried the WWF Women's Championship. So you have to understand all the dynamics of the story. You have the Hardy Boys, Team Extreme, with Lita, who Lita wants a fair shot at the Women's Championship. Stephanie McMahon, who basically won that championship and walked around with it without ever defending it, until one night her mother came and put her in a match for that women's championship against Lita, and she named the special guest referee The Rock. And of course, Triple H and Kurt Angle accompany Stephanie McMahon out to the ring, and the Hardy Boys accompany Lita out to the ring. And literally, the Hardy Boys and Kurt Angle and Triple H all get into a fist fight. Stephanie is trying each and every way to cheat to keep her championship. Lita eventually goes to the top rope, and Kurt Angle jumps up on the apron, pushes her off. The Rock then takes matters into his own hands as the referee, pulls Kurt Angle into the ring, begins laying the smackdown on him. After that, lays a smackdown on Triple H, then gives Stephanie McMahon the rock bottom. Lita goes up top, hits a swanton bomb, 1, 2, 3, and she wins the WWF Women's Championship on this episode of Monday Night Raw. Guys, go back and watch this. This is from the year 2000, right before the triple threat match between Triple H, Kurt Angle, and The Rock. I'm telling you guys, you won't miss it. You won't regret watching it. I'm telling you, it's hilarious. The King's commentary is funny, and the way he's reacting, especially to Lita, it's all hilarious. It's really, really good, really, really well done, really, really well scripted match. You guys don't want to miss it. And that's the throwback moment of the week. All right. So back from that, and we want to talk about, we obviously are on the road to none other than Survivor Series. Survivor Series is coming up, and we have to get prepared here on the channel for it. Obviously, it is next coming up right after this Saturday night's main event. Then we have to prepare for the inevitable, which is the last Saturday night's main event of the year that will feature John Cena's last match ever. So like I said, we got a lot of big things coming up here on the channel. Obviously, Coach announced to begin the show that he will put his booking championship on the line at this Saturday night's main event, because he is a benevolent champion and he is a fighting champion. So of course he has to do so. But one thing I wanted to talk about with what's coming ahead down the pipeline is Roman and Punk will lead a team against the Vision. So WWE is sticking to their storyline with Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, I guess, forming a team and putting a team together. And it looks like the captains on the other side will be Roman Reigns and Punk. So for the second year in a row, Roman Reigns and CM Punk will have to team together to fight a greater evil, frenemies, if you will, and they will have to help each other against the Vision. So what are your thoughts on WWE doubling down? And obviously this is why Braun Breaker is not going after the World Heavyweight Championship right now. It also does look like it's going to be Braun Breaker probably being the one to cost CM Punk either in Saturday night's main event or in the rematch for the World Heavyweight Championship. He's going to cost him the match, and that's going to set up this Survivor Series match for these guys. What are your thoughts? Would you have liked to see maybe a different War Games match, or like I said, or are you okay with Roman and Punk leading a War Games team against the Vision?
So I have mixed feelings.
Okay.
The storytelling angle, I get it. And especially from last year when they teamed together, I mean, just remember their interaction when they were both in the cage waiting to go in. That was, people talked about that for a long time, and they still bring those memes up all the time. Like, about like using it as an example as their coworkers or just various things, or as siblings, whatever it could be. But it created a moment, and you know what WWE is, they're all about moments now.
Absolutely.
And they think they can recreate this and not get anything bad about it, but at the same time, still build a story. So I get it at that point. The fan in me, though, would have really loved to see the Wyatt Six and MFTs
Yep.
go into War Games.
Yep.
I think that would have, you have all these guys who are not afraid to put their bodies on the line.
Yep.
And I think they would have done whatever it took to entertain us. I'm talking probably TLC 2 type Carnage or spots that we're going to get if that match happened. I don't see that happening with this next one unless there's some people that enter in that really blow me away.
Mm-hmm.
But it might just be one or two spots. It's not going to be like if it was the Wyatt Six and MFTs that it would probably be spot after spot after spot.
Mm-hmm.
Like just no storytelling, just straight up bad mouth wrestling.
Yep.
And it's okay to have that every now and then.
Yeah.
I wish it happened more often.
Yep.
But again, like I love the storytelling in the ring. Sometimes I just want to watch people get beat up.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I'm right there with you, agreeing with you 110%. I think that it's crazy to think that, you know, we as wrestling fans would want a wrestling match where we literally don't have to necessarily have a story behind it all the time. And me and you are two of the biggest like story goons out there. Like we want a story or something that sinks that we can sink our teeth into, but we're literally craving and begging for them just to let these crazy fuckers just fight. Like just let them go nuts. I mean, seriously, like I said, I wouldn't mind if they do decide to do an actual December pay-per-view. I wouldn't mind I wouldn't mind them putting all of them in one of those big ass Hell in the Cells too.
Ooh.
And just letting them go at it at Hell in the Cell. You can even make that the main event, the MFTs versus. I mean, make the rest of the card crap. Like I said, it don't have to be a good rest of the card, but if you give them 45 minutes for that final match, guarantee you everybody will say that was one of the best pay-per-views ever. Put them, have Charlotte and Alexa defend the women's tag team titles. You can have Dirty Dom open up, and you can even do, like I said, some type of filler match in between that. But like a 5-match card for a pay-per-view like Bad Blood or something like that in December, and literally you can make it just about this. And I think it would sell, man. I think it would sell because people are that invested in seeing a train wreck when it comes to wrestling sometimes. Not everything necessarily needs to be like so much planned out spots. Like it could just really be just a crazy type of match, you know?
Yeah, and then the way they're building up this rivalry too, I think is telling a story in itself. I mean, you got the new faction going up against the champions.
Yep.
That sometimes that's all you need. You just need a simple story like that and how desperate both of these teams are for those championships.
Yep. Yeah, no, I think that it is one of those things where we can literally just let these guys just go crazy, man. Just let them just fight. Sometimes it's just fun to watch them fight, man. And I think that for me is something that I think I would enjoy. So listen, if WWE, if anybody is watching this, do not miss the boat here. Put these guys in the Hell in the Cell. If you're not going to do War Games, December, end of the year, December to Dismember, or a Bad Blood, or whatever you got, whatever type of grudge pay-per-view name you got. Whatever you want to do, let them have it. You can do Jimmy versus Jey. You can do the women's tag team titles. You can do the Raw tag team titles because they haven't been defended at a pay-per-view in so long. And then on top of that, you can do, like I said, this match and do one more filler match in between it. And I guarantee you people will pop just for that 45 minutes of that match alone.
Yep, 100%.
Now, the only other thing is, you need to add either another member to the Wyatt Six or you need to add a woman to the MFTs.
Correct.
what woman do you think might be willing to come to the MFTs?
I'm glad C's not here to hear this answer, but Nia Jax.
Oh, and she is on SmackDown with them too, isn't she? Oh, I like that. See, that's why you're the booking champion right then and there. That's exactly why. It's because that just screams making sense right there. It just makes total complete sense. So I like it. I like it a lot. I mean, she's brutal. She's violent. You know, she hurts people. And the dynamic between her and Nikki Cross, like I said, where she would squash her, but Nikki Cross would do crazy stuff, like maybe like bite her on the butt or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I think
if that's what you're into, you know.
but you understand what I'm saying, like just like crazy spots like that, or like kendo stick spots, stuff like that. I think would be really, really cool for them. So I like it. I like it a lot. Any other thoughts on them or the match?
The only thing I could think of is if they just make it a 4-on-4 match and Solo isn't in the match, because I think you could get away with that. But
okay,
I really think I kind of like my idea. Add Nia Jax in with Nikki Cross. You got 5-on-5, and it could work.
Killer match idea. All right, folks. Well, now it's time for our favorite segment of the night, guys. It's time for Frito's Fave 5.
Frito's Favorite 5. Sponsored by Nobody Yet.
Oh, well, we'll have to change that eventually. Oh, sorry. Frito's Fave 5. Frito's Fave.
There it is. I was about to say, you were in the old graphic there.
Yeah, that was my bad. Sorry, guys.
I knew something was up. I was like,
Wait a minute. That looks a little different.
Something's different.
Sorry. All right.
We went retro.
We did. Hit my music. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. Let's pop the Zen in. Okay, now it's time for the Fritos Fave 5 of the week. First and foremost, coming at the number 5 spot, I want to give her all the credit due, because I really think that she did such a good job in showing up for her Friday Night SmackDown match against the WWE Women's Champion. That's right. She was on SmackDown, and she had to do her thing. What's her name? It's not Kiana James, is it? No, it's not Kiana James. What's her name? The one that is Julia's mouth.
Yeah, Kiana James.
It is Kiana James. Good. Okay, I made sure I had it right. Kiana James coming in at number 5, showing us that her in-ring talent, and she trained really hard for that match against Tiffy. Hopefully she gets more time in the ring, and they don't just make her into just the manager, but they actually let her continue to wrestle and keep showing who she is and what she is. Now, coming at the number 4 spot, y'all, we've been clamoring for it for months and months and months. Take the damn tag team titles off of the Judgment Day. Break up the Judgment Day. We're done. We're through with the Judgment Day. Well, finally, the WWE has pulled the trigger. The Judgment Day not broken up yet. That's coming. But AJ Styles and Rey Fenix dethroned
Dragon Lee.
I'm sorry. Yeah, why did I put Rey Fenix? Sorry, I'm not on my game tonight. Dragon Lee and AJ Styles dethroned the Judgment Day and take the tag team titles away from the Judgment Day. And guys, listen, let me tell you something. It's far due for that to happen. Coming in at number 3, Ilya Dragunov once again successfully defended the United States Championship in his United States Championship Open. Him and Aleister Black put on a really, really, really good match. Obviously, you saw who came out in the end, Damian Priest, and took out his aggressions on Aleister Black. So you know those two aren't done. But there's a lot of people lining up for a shot at that United States Championship. Ilya has his hands full. Number 2, I didn't want to do it, but I have to do it. Jey Uso is number 2 on the list. He did win the Battle Royal, eliminating his own brother to get a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship against CM Punk, really living up to the fact that there are no friends when it comes to the World Heavyweight Championship. And then last but not least, call me crazy, but I thoroughly enjoyed Drew McIntyre and Jimmy Uso on Friday Night SmackDown. I thought they put on a hell of a match. Drew sold like hell for Jimmy Uso, making him look very, very strong and believable. Welts on his back allowed him to put him through a table, cut him up, everything. That no disqualification match really, really sold good. And then, of course, I have to give Drew a shout out because because he posted on X after Proceed with Caution and showing a picture of him after he beat up Jimmy. And obviously, of course, Naomi's not going to play about that. So she asked if anybody could hold her baby while she go beat up Drew or whatnot. And then he responded back with the fact that her husband was a bitch. And he hopes that the baby isn't as big a bitch as her husband is. So that is the Fritos Fave 5 for this week. I know I fumbled the bag a little bit, but we'll see what Coachman grades me. Coachman, it's up to you.
I wasn't going to agree with you on number 1 until you brought up the social media posts with Drew. So,
that did it for me.
Yeah, I forgot about those. So yeah, we're going to keep them. We're going to keep them at number 1. I don't agree with Jey being on there.
Okay.
Especially being that high. I liked Kiana James.
Okay.
I don't. For the list, yes, she's good there. I think we could have done something better, though. I think putting Maxine Dupree in there instead would have been good. But nothing to take away from Kiana James because she did have a really good match. Dragunov, you can't go wrong with him. And then 4, you had AJ and Dragon Lee. Yeah, those were good too. I would say, though, one big miss that you had was on the AEW side with Chris Statlander wrecking Mercedes Moné's celebration by looking strong as hell in that situation and clamoring for people to just shut Mercedes up. And Chris Statlander did that. And that was kind of the talk of AEW, is that Statlander finally is somebody who could stand up to Mercedes without letting her brag about her 12 titles or her Temu titles that she has, besides the 2 original that she actually has. I will respect her as a double champ. I will respect her as a double champ because she has 2 legit titles there. I will not respect the other 10 that she has from companies I have no idea exist.
That's actually fair. That's very fair.
But as a whole, I think you missed on some of those moments, and your delivery on some of these were not up to par either. So, Jesus. Virgil, I'm sorry, man. I'm giving you a D.
Oh.
Wow.
I haven't had to use that one in a long time, so I'm actually kind of glad you did. I will be better next week. Hopefully, Fritos comes back. Please, Fritos, come back. All right, guys, this has been your Sunday Night Stunner. Appreciate you guys for tuning in with us. Hey, if this is your first time watching, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. If you are a repeat offender, you come here often to get your wrestling news. Listen, you know what to do.
I don't think we should say it like that. We should probably change the marketing tactic on that.
If you come here often to listen and talk about wrestling with us,
there we go.
Please get in the comments and leave a comment and let everybody know.
Damage control for this podcast every time.
That's why you're HR, workhorse. Oh, man. We appreciate you guys. From all of us here on the We Book It channel, thank you so much once again. Until next time, keep those booking pencils sharp. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow night. Me and Coach will be right back here again to do it all, to talk about Monday Night Raw and the newest developments. Thank you guys. Until next time, keep those booking pencils sharp. Keep on booking.